much bigger than Kwame Brown. And I wrote this in the article. Listen, I was a part of the union for a large majority of my time in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So Billy Hunter had me on the negotiating team. So I'm sitting across from David Stern and everybody else while we're negotiating the collective bargaining agreements and things like that, and going through a lockout and having meeting after meeting and things like that. So I'm there. I heard with my own ears David Stern repeat almost verbatim the false narrative that Stephen A. Smith said about Kwame Brown and him trying to impose the age limit. And he was saying this is the reason why we can't have high school players go straight into the NBA because they're not ready. And then he started.
David Stern said that?
David Stern said that. I heard it out of my ears. Him talking, I was right there. And he
seemed to always have a hard on for me. He seemed to always have a problem with me.
But it wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. It was because he wanted to use you as the poster child for why high school athletes shouldn't go straight into the NBA. So it was so Stephen A. Smith perpetuated that narrative over and over again. And I heard him repeat the things that Stephen A. Smith and a lot of other people. It wasn't just Stephen A. Smith. I mean, I remember when there was articles in the Washington Post and the Washington Times, Baltimore Sun, all these newspapers all around here in DC that were saying things like they were just making things up. I mean, I argue with Alex Kennedy. You know Alex Kennedy over at Basketball News. He's a good guy, but he's trying to take up for the media. I'm like, no. He's like, well, maybe they just had bad information or they're bad sources. No, they were making things up. They were lying. So they're telling these stories about Kwame Brown, and he doesn't know how to order food. He doesn't know how to, use the dry cleaners. He doesn't know what, and I'm like, as soon as I remember reading the paper with them, and it was in the Washington Post, I believe.
Sally Jenkins, I think, wrote an article.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, so, Sally Jenkins. Oh, Lord.
So she was saying, if that was the one I'm talking about, but the article was saying that Kwame Brown didn't know how to order food. And he didn't know that a waiter comes up and takes your order and then goes and gets the food. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is a lie. We go out to eat on the road. This is not true at all.
That's why I told that story of the Greek restaurant. See, they always try to introduce you to shit that you don't want to, or things that you don't want to do. Right. And so I've gone to different places that I've walked in rooms and I'm like, I'm out. And so they don't like men that do that. So I'm a 18, 19-year-old kid. They take me to a Greek restaurant in LA. And I'm trying to order a regular salad. It's not about me not knowing they come up. This salad got goat cheese, all kind of stuff. I'm 18. I'm 19. I don't eat this at this point in time. So instead of trying to force me to be something that I'm not, take me to McDonald's. That's what we. That's why I was on the bus. I was just on the bus 6 months ago eating McDonald's. Right. So I ain't just gonna snap in Greek right after that. So while they thought I was crazy, I'm just speaking common sense. Your son, your daughter that you just sent off to college is eating the same thing that I'm eating. I don't want this Greek stuff. Okay. Right. So I knew exactly what I wanted. And because I didn't bend, and when they keep saying, well, try this, just try it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. And so they don't like people that do that.
Yeah, but with those reporters around the Washington Post, Washington Times, it was even deeper than just that, just a preference. It was that you didn't know, like you just did, like you was just a country bumpkin out the woods of Georgia, and you here and you don't know nothing. You don't know how to do it. Don't even know how to put shoes on or something like that. Well, and that's the way that was the tone of the